Minnesota is known for their 10,000 plus lakes and good fishing. Did you know this, and maybe you don't think of this living here in Minnesota, but people from all over the country plan fishing trips just to get out on our water.
If you are from Minnesota, having a fishing pole in hand is something you might take for granted. But for one 14-year-old boy, fishing isn't just a luxury, it's time he wants to spend with a family. But this is a family he hasn't even met yet. In today's Kid Connection, Kelly takes us out on the St. Croix to meet this young man. This is Devin.
I'm going to go with the current and control the boat best, but I want you to control where your line is.
Out on the river, fishing pole in hand, no wind, bright sun, this is exactly where 14-year-old Devin wants to be.
I just like catching the fish. It's fun to do, and I like having fun with it.
Our guide, Josh Stevenson from Mighty Muskie Guide Service, took us out on the St. Croix River, and it didn't take long for the fish to start biting.
Perch are biting.
Devin goes fishing with his foster dad a few times a summer, but being out here is what he longs to do with a family, one he knows isn't going anywhere.
I feel like I'm settled just until I get a home, so I'm waiting patiently.
The patience to find a family is the same patience this teen had out on the water.
What does he got? There you go. Sheephead. I'll take it. He reminds me of myself when I was fishing at his age, and he's so into it, and the details that he wants to know about everything he's doing and how to further his craft while he's fishing is really impressive for somebody his age.
Within 10 minutes, Devin was on a roll.
He's got another one. Out of here. He's out fishing me now. What is it? There's his first walleye of the day.
I think it's tiny. Never seen a walleye tiny.
Future of the Minnesota Twin Cities lakes and rivers. Oh, he's got another. Man, it's hot. I mean, what is that? Another big perch. Nice. Nice, bigger perch.
Got one.
He's got another one.
I barely even set the hook.
He's been doing great. He's probably caught 75% of the fish. He had me about 14-1 at the beginning, and he had me looking at what he was doing. I mean, he almost took what I taught him and made it even better yet. He's got one. Man, Devin's just hot. What is it? Another bigger sheephead. Not bad for the middle of the day and with no wind and bright sun.
And I still got my minnow.
You're getting bigger.
Devin's child-specific recruiter, Nick, calls him a listener and a thinker.
I'll always say, he doesn't open up right away, but when he does, Devin's awesome.
Had a 13-inch crappie the other day.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Where was that, up in one of those lakes by your house?
A little cut foot.
First time I met him. And like when you first meet someone, every once in a while you get that awkward pause here and there. If there was like a 3-second awkward pause, Devin would ask me a question.
Nick also calls Devin an optimist, saying he knows what he wants, and that's a mom and dad.
You realize how good he is with a certain type of people, and that's the kind of person you want to match him with. Someone who's a little more talkative, someone who's active, and it just kind of solidifies it a little bit more today.
He's got one. I haven't even had to bite big perch. Yeah, not super big, but good.
It's something our guide even picked up on.
Well, I got about 2 fish. He's got about 15 fish. It's better to have a tackle box than an X box, they say, and you see that all over Facebook and the internet, but it really is true, because, you can go a couple different directions at his age. You can get into things that probably aren't good for his growth, and then you get into things like this where he can appreciate Mother Nature and meet and greet people, and he's been so good in a confined space, with all of us talking all day, and I've been so impressed with him as a human being.
I don't remember what to do.
In the few hours we were together, Devin taught us all something. Me, how to fish.
Just let it sink to the bottom.
Oh, she's got one. Another nice walleye. There we go. Good. She's pretty.
But he also taught us what it's like to just love being in the moment.
His skills are great as a fisherman, and like I said, he's better than most adults I have in the boat, but he's just such an impressionable kid. He's just really on top of his game, and you can tell he's going to be going somewhere. He's got one. Nice walleye. There we go. Sweet. Nice work.
Got one.
We got a double going. Another big perch. Look at, we got 2 fish at one time.
So one of the things that I like most about Kid Connection, not only do we get to meet these wonderful kids, but it's just so fun to watch them click in. Do you know what I mean? And you have him out on the water, and it's just like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
And that's intentional, because you do a little pre-research to find out, okay, what is this kid really into? What makes them light up? And then that's the type of activity that you place them in.
The key is to find out hone in on what that one interest is, and then they spark. It just clicks. We all were having such a great time. Big thanks to Josh, our guide from Mighty Muskie Guide
You love
Service.
this guy.
He is awesome. Okay, Josh holds some sort of record, but it's a big record. It's a muskie record. But at the end of the day, Josh gave Devin the pole he was fishing with.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, gave him a shirt, a hat, a fishing book. I mean, Josh really wanted this kid to have fun, and we all had such a great day. We couldn't have asked for a better day. And Devin is super, he's really motivated. He wants to be an engineer.
Yeah.
He is really quiet. But when I asked, how would your friends describe you? He's like, I think really energetic. He's kind of quiet. But when you really get to know him, he really opens up. So it was a lot of fun.
That is
a lot of fun.
fantastic.
And you caught a fish before she was all said and done.
Cal,
So
Cal,
way to go.
you made your husband proud.
I caught a sauger. It was, I could have been out there all day, but I had to come back to work.
What a beautiful, well, you were working. What a beautiful day. Okay, so who are we going to meet next week? Tell us what's going on.
Next week, you're going to meet Jade and Caleb, a sister and brother who I took to Como Zoo. They got their very own tropical encounter, including meeting Chloe, the sloth.
Oh, yeah, I love that sloth.
I know.
That sloth is so great.
The two, they're very anxious to find a family, really sweet kids. They get along great, but they have an unusual request of staying in touch with their birth parents, which you don't hear very often.
That's interesting.
So I'll have their story and tell you why. That's coming up next Thursday.
All right, Kelly, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great job.
Hey, 10 of the kids that Kelly has featured in Kid Connection have found homes, but there are still more children who are waiting. If you'd like to meet them, head to TwinCitiesLive.com and click on Only on TCL.
Thanks, Cal. All right, let's check in with Jonathan Uhas. He has a look